All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go racing from Talladega. Eric Stoy and Mike Smith will start on the front row. Kyle Holden and AJ Godsey on the second row. Mark Nelson, Gerald Thanos Poole on the third. Jared Heasley and Aaron Mason on the fourth row. Richie West and Rick Sargent rounding out your top 10. Canadian Stig and Kevin Reed, 11th and 12th. Ray Hillhouse starts in 13th. John Schmidt in 14th. Wild Bill starts in 15th. Kyle Mundell in 16th. DJ the Iceman Kenner starting in 17th. Albie Hewins in 18th. Chris Stroop starts 19th and Mark Dantuma in 20th. Paul Buchanan, Donald Durant's 21st and 22nd. Brian Oshinska and Nicole That's What She Said Creasel round out the 24 car field. All the drivers getting lined up, ready to go. Let's see in the comments who you guys are cheering for here tonight. The cars start rolling at Talladega. They have one pace lap here tonight. .66 miles around this track. An interesting note, usually Talladega is advertised as 33 degrees of banking in the turns. Turns 1 and 2 are 33 degrees. Turn 3 is 32.4. Turn 4 is 32.5. 16.5 degrees of banking in the tri-oval. 5 degrees of banking on the front stretch. And 3 degrees of banking on the back stretch. And it is full send all the way around. Garmin cheering on Richie here tonight. All the cars stacked up on the grid, ready to go. Jason, let's hope I don't. Pace car gets ready to drop in. Remember, the start-finish line at Talladega is almost at the entrance of Turn 1. So they have a slow crawl all the way down the front stretch. Here they go into the restart zone. Green flag is in the air. The regular season finale of the BRR Cup Series is underway at Talladega. It takes about 1.5 laps for these cars to hit max speed around here. Just shy of 200 miles an hour. And Garmy is absolutely right. It is full send all the way around. Already a couple cars making some moves. Heasley already up 3 spots into 4th. Richie West up 4 spots into 5th. Mike Smith leads the outside line with Gerald Poole. It's going to take a few extra laps for that outside line to gain the momentum to pull even with Eric Stoy. Down the front straightaway, there's the start-finish line. Eric Stoy leads lap 1. With Talladega, with these cars so close, nose to tail, inches apart, side by side, there is always the threat of the big one. We have seen races at DEGA in the past that did not have a big one, but they are few and far between. However, this is one of those groups that could pull it off tonight. Donald Durant's losing touch. He's in 17th, losing touch with the lead pack. Albie Hewins at the back of the lead pack. Nicole Kriesel leading that second pack back there, playing it safe early on. That 7-car pack is broken off intentionally, starting off a little slow, hoping that when the big one comes up front, they're not in it. Canadian Stig now leads on the high side, but Eric Stoy still leads the race. Stiggy trying to get some side draft here. Did hear a lot of drivers. It is very common at Talladega. These drivers have to move up and keep a close eye on their temperatures. You'll see them move out of line from time to time like Heasley is doing, trying to cool the engine off a little bit. Heasley jumps to the outside, help from Ray Hillhouse. Trying to see if they can make some moves up top. Stiggy drops back down to the bottom. Hillhouse just set the fastest lap so far last time by. Kyle Mundell back there in 14th. John Schmidt and his return after the Widowmaker heart attack. It is awesome to see John Schmidt back out on track. It wasn't that many weeks ago he was having heart surgery, so man, we are just so happy to see John back on track. Although Talladega is not for the faint of heart, as Jared Easley has the high line moving now. Easley has the nose ahead out of turn 4. It's a long way to the start-finish line. Can he lead this lap? Heasley leads at the line by 2/100ths of a second. Oh, a bit of a bobble out there. Aaron Mason looked like he jumped up quickly to cool the engine down. Just stay safe, Kevin. Heasley in the outside line, now starting to pull ahead just a little bit. Eric Stoy in the inside line, losing a little bit of ground. Heasley could drop down to the bottom at this point, but it doesn't look like he is going to make that move anytime soon. No crazy moves yet. Nobody trying to get this thing 3 wide as of yet. Several of these drivers know they have to survive to the end of the race and need a miracle to get into the playoffs. Gerald Poole needs to almost win this race if he wants into the playoffs here tonight. Mark Dantuma, Canadian Stig at the back of the pack for the moment, along with Kyle Mundell and John Schmidt. Brian Oshinska now leads the second pack as they all get single file around here. That second pack now about 4.5 seconds behind the lead pack, but they are single file and should be able to start gaining some ground before long. AJ Godsey is one of the drivers that has to race his way into the playoffs here tonight. Although AJ does not need much to get himself in. He came into tonight 9th in points. Chris Stroop lurking back there is locked in. Albie Ewan's another one of the drivers that has to race his way in tonight. Albie currently 10th in points. Meanwhile, in that front pack, Jared Easley continuing to lead. The second pack, now that they have gotten single file, they are gaining ground. They are about 4 seconds back. If we stay green, we will have to have green flag stops somewhere between lap 28 and 35. I do believe some of the drivers and some of those fuel numbers were based on guys just playing it a little bit safe, conserving fuel. However, Brian Oshinska leading the backpack and Jared Heasley leading the front pack, those guys are using all the fuel tonight. There was a question coming into the night, would Heasley go full Ricky Bobby as we've seen him do before? Obviously, he did not tonight. Kevin Reed, one of the drivers we talked to in pre-race, he is one of the drivers that has been in contention for every championship since the inception of BRR 3 years ago. Kevin lost 3 spots after Iowa last week. Coming into the night, he is 11th in points. He needs a great run. If less than 21 cars had started tonight, Kevin would have been in at the drop of the green. However, we had 24 cars start, so Kevin has got to get a top 15 finish here tonight. Tanya West cheering on Richie West here tonight. Good evening, Tanya. It's been a while since we've seen you in the comments. Richie, one of those drivers that is just about locked in there in the Takati car. Richie came in tonight tied for 8th in points, or tied for 7th in points with Kyle Mundell. Ironically, Kyle Mundell right behind him. The top 6 drivers came into the night locked into the playoffs. Kyle Mundell, Richie West are tied right behind. And from Kyle Mundell back to 12th place Ray Hillhouse is just 11 points separates them. So this is going to get close at the end of this one. Heasley continues to lead. Ray Hillhouse doing exactly what he needs to do to get himself into the playoffs here tonight. Mike Smith currently runs in 3rd. He is 17th in points, has no chance of getting into the playoffs. He's just out here to get back to victory lane. That second pack, led by Brian Oshinska, broke up a little bit. They are back single file, but have lost a little ground once again, 4.5 seconds back. The lead pack, 15 cars strong, from 16th back to 24th, all still stacked up behind. And there is one driver in the second pack. I promise you everybody would cheer if she won. Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel. She knows how to get it done at Daytona and Talladega, and everybody in the league would cheer if she got the victory lane tonight. Outside line still dominating at the moment with Jared Heasley up top. Drivers are topping out 199 miles an hour on the front straightaway. Kyle Holden, the points leader, up top with Mark Nelson back behind. Already making it 3 wide here. Both of those drivers, though, locked into the playoffs coming into tonight. Good evening, JR. How the heck are you, buddy? Kevin, that's a big whoops. Gerald Poole, one of the drivers on the outside of the playoffs, looking to make his way in here tonight, stuck in the middle. And it looks like he is going to clear Canadian Stig and drop back down to the bottom. That third line actually starting to build up some cars. Here comes Richie West, though, up the middle, right to the back bumper of Eric Stoy. Meanwhile, the top 3 single file kind of running up the middle at the moment. Now it looks like Heasley looked like he was going to make... They are trying like crazy to get... Things are getting spicy. Let's put it that way. The bottom line not really moving at the moment, led by Gerald Poole. The 2 outside lines starting to pull a little bit of a gap. Thanos on the bottom trying to make his way forward. He's got a bit of a run. Trying to pull up on the back bumper of Richie West. Kevin Reed in the middle dropping back. They hop back to 2 lines for the moment. Checking back on that second group led by Brian Oshinska. Now about 4.8 seconds behind, but they are gaining once again on the lead pack. There will be a competition caution, I do believe, right around lap 25. Kyle Holden, the points leader, trying to make a move to 3 wide up on the high side. Gets to the outside of Hillhouse. Mike Smith has taken the lead for the moment on the bottom with a push from Eric Stoy and Richie West. Three wide out front, though. That group back 4.5 seconds back, they might be the smart ones right about now. They are now down to 4 seconds behind the leaders and gaining very quickly as the leaders are now 3 wide. With the competition caution coming shortly, though, they know they don't have to close that gap up at the moment. Kyle Holden with the run up front. He pulls dead even with Heasley. Now Heasley on the bottom pulls back ahead. Heasley reclaims the lead from Mike Smith. Just a few laps away from the comp caution. Ray Hillhouse out on the third line, now all alone. Aaron Mason currently running in 8th place, now gets down underneath Kyle Mundell. Aaron Mason has had some big runs and picked up several spots. Then it appears he drops back a few spots, runs back forward. Aaron could be using this first little part of the race leading up to the competition caution to test what he needs to do to get to the front at the end. Mundell has dropped to the back of the lead pack, and it looks like Hillhouse has lost the lead draft for the moment. Meanwhile, Brian Oshinska and crew are coming quickly. They're just 1 second, just over 1.3 seconds behind Hillhouse and less than 3 seconds behind the lead pack. They are on a mission. Albie Hewins is off the back of the pack. Paul Buchanan and Nicole Creasel have also broken off. John Schmidt also hanging out at the back of the pack. Meanwhile, Mike Smith has reclaimed the lead. Mike Smith has been up in this fight all night long. It'll be interesting to see, can he get back to victory lane? Oh, Mark Nelson gets a little squirrely off 4. It has been a while since we have seen Mike Smith in BRR victory lane. Kevin Reed now dropping to the bottom. Mike gets a huge push from Eric Stoy. Gets right back to Kevin's back bumper. But the outside line has all the momentum at the moment with Heasley out front. Closing in on the competition caution, Heasley has led the most laps so far. Holden looks up to the high side, Heasley dropping down low. Competition caution is out, lap 25. That's a plus. I need a breather. It has been wild out here. Holden, Heasley, Mason, Canadian Stig, and Kevin Reed, your top 5. Richie West in 11th, Eric Stoy in 10th. Gerald Poole up to 8th now, making his way forward. Remember, he is one outside the playoff bubble. Currently in 13th. He needs a big night. He almost needs to win to have a shot at it. Meanwhile, Kyle Holden out front. He is locked in. Jared Heasley also locked in. Mark Nelson in 7th locked in. Several drivers that were in that backpack also locked in, like Chris Stroop and Mark Dantuma. Ray Hillhouse was hanging out in the backpack the last half of the race. Jared, don't text and drive. Kyle Holden leads the field to pit road. Everybody coming in. 4 tires and fuel here. And I doubt we see the field break up nearly as much going into this the final stretch. Oh, Richie West did not get into his pit box. His pit stop gets delayed. Jared Heasley so far has led the most laps. Let's see if we can get a quick word. Hey, Jared, it's Doug. You got me?
What's going on, Doug?
Hey, you've led the most laps out here so far tonight. Seems like that high line is the place to be.
Ray and I kind of said, hey, we're just going to stay here and see if they can beat us low, and they couldn't. And I guess they just wanted to let the 43 car lead some laps, which is always fun.
Well, a great job so far, man. Up there, up top with the group you had. Can you pull off the win tonight?
At any place, it's going to be here, so we'll push for it. Hopefully, we won't get destroyed in the end.
Well, as always, fully expect to see you go full Ricky Bobby if you pull this one off, buddy.
We'll try, man. We'll try.
All right, good luck, man. Jared Heasley comes off pit road. Looks like he is going to be in 2nd place. Aaron Mason 3rd. Gerald Thanos Poole in 4th. Kevin Reed in 5th. Mark Nelson, Jason, Canadian Stig, Mark Dantuma, Rick Sargent, Eric Stoy round out your top 10. All drivers still on the lead lap. All 24 cars still on the lead lap, still in the fight. But only about 13 cars trying to get those 12 spots for the playoffs starting next week. Kyle Holden, the points leader coming into tonight. He has been locked in for a while with 6 wins and 10 top 5s this season. Tanya, I have to say, probably the one sweating the most tonight is Gerald Poole and Ray Hillhouse. Hillhouse in 12th, Gerald in 13th. But a lot of drivers after that pit stop, including Richie West, who had a problem on his pit stop, still not locked into this. Anything can happen. It is Talladega. We have not seen the big one yet. Out of turn 4, the iRacing pace car heads to pit road. Holden will control the restart. This is one of the few tracks you do not want to get a big jump on the field at. He is in the restart zone, begins to fire, green flag back in the air. Kyle Holden does get a big jump, jumps up to the high side, now comes back down to the bottom. You don't want to go too far ahead because the draft will pull the rest of the field right around you. Kyle manages to hold on to that lead out of turn 2. And it looks like John Schmidt had a problem on the restart. He is losing ground, and Eric Stoy trapped in the middle. Kyle Mundell and Chris Stroop also in the middle. Dan Tuma on the high side. Three wide mid-pack. Brian Oshinska also stuck up on the high side. Oh, things get a little dicey back there by Richie West and Wild Bill Percy. And Kevin Reed is taking the lead for the first time tonight. Kevin lost 3 spots coming into the playoff, or coming into tonight's race. After that race at Iowa, lost 3 spots from 8th to 11th. He is one of those drivers that has to watch his finishing position very, very closely. Eric Stoy was dropping back a few minutes ago, managed to drop down to the bottom. Leads the bottom line now, currently in 4th, trying to make his way forward. Mark Nelson stuck in the middle, and Mark Dantuma, with Brian Oshinska's help on the high side, they are moving forward. Gerald Thanos Poole right behind, trying to defend both lines here. "44 laps to go." The aggression level kicked up early tonight. Eric Stoy with the big push from Kyle Holden has gone to the lead for the first time tonight. Everybody still in the lead pack. Nobody chose to break off this time. One driver on her way to the front. Nicole, that's what she said. Creasel on the bottom in the 6 car. Now up 10 spots. Now up 12 spots. Nicole marching forward. Nicole trying to balance her duties in race control along with getting the job done on track. You'll never hear a bigger cheer than if Nicole gets to victory lane here tonight. Our Aaron Mason on the high side now, fighting for the lead. He gets a little, that got a little bit exciting for Kevin Reed. Might have been a bad bump from Jared, not sure, but man, it got close. Everybody settling back in too wide except for Richie West, who was stuck in the middle. Now Richie gets to the bottom, but has slipped back to 16th. And Aaron Mason leads a lap for the first time. You heard Jared mention the fact that that high line seems to be the place to be here tonight. The bottom line can move up a little bit, but they can't hold it. Jared now dropping to the bottom, leaves a gap between Kevin Reed and Gerald Poole. Will it be enough of a gap for Jared to get back to the lead? Mark Dantuma on the move now as well. Dantuma up into 7th. Disappointingly, looks like Dantuma is still in the Ford here tonight. Heasley now side by side for the lead once again. Richie West back in 17th place, has a great view. Let's ride along with him. Richie right behind AJ Godsey, and you see just how much these cars are moving around right now. Guys jumping out to cool the engines off, and the car just does not grip a whole lot. A lot of side-by-side nose-to-tail action down the back straightaway. Some guys moving out once again, trying to get the engine cooled off. Richie gets a huge run, has to get out of the gas for a minute. Mike Smith moving out of line to cool his engine down as well. There is always the possibility at Talladega that we could see a driver not paying attention blow the engine up. Kyle Holden has gone back to the lead right behind Aaron Mason. And Brian Oshinska is on the move. Brian was leading that second pack until the competition caution, but is now up in the fight. Brian has multiple wins in official races at Daytona and Talladega. If anybody knows how to get the job done here, it is him. Kevin, that would definitely be a plus, and Tanya, that's hilarious. Oshinska still leading that bottom line with the push from Kevin Reed. Gerald Poole now up into 3rd place. Ray Hillhouse sits in 14th. Hillhouse has to finish 14th or better even if Gerald wins. Hillhouse finishing 14th or better would put him in the playoffs and leave Thanos out. Nate Woe cheering on Gerald Thanos Poole. Thanos 3 wide again. The top 3 have actually broken away for the moment. Oshinska leading that bottom line, though, and they have got a run. 3 cars can't beat the whole pack. Remember, they will have to make 1 pit stop minimum here tonight for fuel. Brian Oshinska has the nose ahead coming out of 2, the outside line with the momentum. But Brian gets a huge push from Kevin Reed into turn 3. This would be the first time Oshinska has led in a BRR Cup race in quite a while. But at the line, it is Kyle Holden. Kyle getting a big push from Aaron Mason down the back straightaway. We're just a few laps shy of everybody being able to go the distance on fuel. You'll have some drivers hit pit road as soon as they can, get their fuel and go the rest of the way, and some drivers will wait till the last minute. There's going to be multiple strategies play out here in just a couple of laps. Kyle Holden, Aaron Mason, Jared Easley, the top 3 on the outside. Brian Oshinska, Kevin Reed, and Eric Stoy on the bottom. Ray Hillhouse currently back in 16th. He needs to pick up several spots to ensure his playoff berth. And Wild Bill Percy has been making his way forward. Wild Bill now up into 12th. Not going to make the playoffs this season, but man, he could pull off a win here tonight. Kyle Mundell out on the outside line. He came into tonight tied with Richie West. Both drivers pretty close to being locked in, just a few points shy. Those 2 drivers likely will be in the playoffs. Would be a great first season for the rookie Kyle Mundell. AJ Gonsey, another driver, came in tonight, not locked into the playoffs, currently running in 18th. Oh, it gets a little sketchy. Bill almost getting into, was that Canadian Stig? Canadian Stig on the bottom, Wild Bill up tall, they almost touch. Bit of a rivalry between these 2 drivers as of late. John Schmidt, who we noted did not get a good restart, lost the lead draft almost immediately. Now is about to be lap traffic. Donald Durant also did not get the lead draft on the restart. Paul Buchanan about 16 seconds ahead of them. Nicole still hanging out at the back, and here we go. John Schmidt now mixed in with the leaders, shakes up the whole field. They are 5 wide, briefly, now 4 wide. Oh, Schmidt gets turned. He's out of the racing groove. No caution yet. Caution is out. Lap 45, and they can go the distance from here on fuel. Let's see if we can take another look at this one. Rhinus Schmidt gets caught up by the leaders. Oshinska moves low. Eric Stoy nowhere to go. They go 4 wide. Several groups of 4 wide here. But Schmidt ran out of track and had nowhere else to go. Our first caution of the night. Great job by the entire field avoiding what could have been a much, much worse situation. Everybody can go the distance from fuel. This will be the final stop of the night. Everybody on pit road, they will not necessarily need to get tires, but they do have to get a full fuel load here. John Schmidt has heavy right side damage, and Paul Buchanan appears to have stopped at the entrance to pit road. Kyle Holden beats him off pit road. Kyle Mundell comes out second. No problems on pit road this time for Richie West. Let's see if we can get a word. Hey, Richie, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
Hey, some problems on that first stop, but no problems this time.
No, I made sure. I had to, talk myself in my head. I was like, don't be a dumbass. Don't do that again, because now we don't have time to make it up. Would have actually liked to see the green flag stops play out there, because we had something real special planned for you there, but for everybody. But is what it is, and at least we didn't slide through the box.
Well, you are tied for 7th, coming into the points into tonight, pretty much secure into the playoffs, but still looking for a good finish here tonight. Are you playing it safe, or are you going for the win tonight?
Well, see, I guess that depends. Am I safe? If you can tell me right now I'm 100% guaranteed in, then I'm going to the moon. But I'm not 100%. I was told if 24 people start and I finished 24th and Thanos won, I would be out. Something like that. So I'm confused. I don't know.
Yeah, you're not 100% locked, but it's one of those where the numbers are definitely in your favor.
Well, then I'm going to trust you on this one, and we're going to try to take this number 1 car up to the lead and get our 2nd win of the year.
Well, Jared Heasley just said in the chat you are in, so go for it, buddy. Get to victory lane.
Oh, well, in that case, now look out. We're going to have carnage, baby.
Well, good luck, man. Great recovery, and hopefully we see you back in victory lane tonight.
10-4. Thanks, Doug. Appreciate it.
So, according to Heasley, Richie West is in the playoffs, and Richie's going to go for it. Lights are out on the pace car. Tanya, that's hilarious. I think Angie has a little bit of the same opinion when she races. So it is a Kyle front row. Holden and Mundell. Then Chris Stroop, who has suddenly got his way up to third. A lot of drivers only taking 2 tires. Looking through the field, only 2 or 3 drivers took 4. Boy, this is going to get interesting. Tanya told Richie to install American Truck Sim for you. You and Angie can go truck it anytime. Or join the Jones BS Racing Boys on Monday night and go racing with her. Everybody has completed their final stops. Everybody can go the distance on fuel from here. Pace car drops in. They begin the long, slow crawl to the start-finish line. They're in the zone. The Kyle's fire green flag is back in the air. 26 laps to go at Talladega. John Schmidt is repaired back out on track. He is not on the lead lap. The other 23 cars are on the lead lap at the moment. A lap and a half to get these cars up to full speed. Kyle pushes Kyle to the lead, but Eric Stoy on the bottom with help from Stroop is on the move. Hey, good evening, Jason. How are you, man? Caution! Caution is out back behind. And it looks like it may have been Canadian Stig and Wild Bill Percy. Off turn 4. Oh, Wild Bill and holy cow! Canadian Stowe and several Mark Dantumas caught up in it. Looks like Stiggy gets together with Wild Bill. Hard licks into the wall. Stiggy comes up the track. Nicole holy cow. Several drivers avoid it, but several get caught. Wild Bill and Canadian Stig both have to toe to pit road. Donald Durant's caught in that one. Looks like he'll be able to limp it to pit road. Mark Dantuma also caught a piece of it. No, excuse me, that was Durant's that caught a piece of it on the high side. Durant has started running a similar paint scheme to what Mark Dantuma runs. Holy cow, that got crazy. But fear not, ladies and gentlemen, Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel. She avoided that mess. Jason, sometimes Talladega definitely seems like that. AJ Gonzi has been in the championship battle every season since he brought BRR to life. Currently running in 16th place, has to race his way into this one. Hey AJ, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Doug.
Tell me you're struggling here tonight, buddy.
It's been a struggle being mired back here in traffic, man. It's not like the old car where you can just push and get up there. It's tough.
Well, we know that you've been in every championship battle since BRR was born 3 years ago. Can you fight your way up here and keep yourself in the playoff hunt?
Yeah, I think so. I think the intensity is going to ramp up here, as you saw in that last little run. So hopefully things start shaking up, and looks like I'm going to finally restart on the outside. So it's hard to do anything when you're trapped on the bottom. So I'm going to try to work some magic up there.
Well, man, it would be great to see you secure your spot tonight. Good luck, and hopefully we see you making your way up here in a minute.
Thanks, Doug. We're going to go.
AJ Gonzi saying he is going to the front. Wouldn't surprise me. And those of you who have been around a while, you know if AJ says he's struggling, watch out. He's going to the front. Wild Bill, Canadian Stig. Stiggy's back out. Bill is back out. Paul Buchanan did manage to maintain the lead lap. Donald Durant is fixed and ready to go. Lights are back out on the pace car. It is a Kyle front row yet again. Jared Heasley, Eric Stoy on the second row. Chris Stroop, Aaron Mason on the third. Mark Nelson, Brian Oshinska on the fourth. Mike Smith and Gerald Thanos Poole round out your top 10. Ray Hillhouse, Albie Hewins, 11th and 12th. These two drivers have to get into the top 10 to stay in the playoffs tonight. Only 4 or 5 cars rather, involved in that incident. That was definitely not the big one. Katie Smith, as always, cheering on Hillhouse. Ray sits back in 12th, trying to make sure he gets that playoff berth tonight. We did get confirmation that Richie West is locked in, which also means Kyle Mundell is locked in now. Pace car is in. The long drive back to the restart zone here at Talladega. They are in the zone. The Kyles fire. Green flag back in the air. It's 22 to go at the line. And as you heard AJ say, the intensity is about to ramp up here. Holden quickly clears traffic into the lead. Him and Heasley move to the top. Stroop now leading the bottom line. That bottom line taking so much longer to get going. AJ Godsey now, as he wanted to, starting up top, right behind Mark Dantuma. Canadian Stig is back on pit road. And a big push from Chris Stroop puts Eric Stoy's nose to the front. Mark Nelson third in line on the bottom. Gerald Poole fourth, and Albie Ewens fifth in line on the bottom. But that outside line has the momentum advantage. They pull ahead. That outside line is just carrying so much more momentum here tonight. Some of the drivers playing it patient for the moment, staying in line, not trying to get aggressive yet. They know they have to survive till the end, till that final 5 laps to go on the attack. Albie Ewens trying to hold on to his playoff spot, currently 10th. AJ got, 13th and 14th as the inside line loses ground. Now AJ starting to make his way up. He's got Richie West on the bumper. Richie knows he's locked in. When does he attack? I would be very willing to bet Richie West goes for it with about 7 laps to go. Brian Oshinska now leads that bottom line with the push from Stoy. They can push that bottom line even, but out of turn 4, that outside line, and out of turn 2, out of turn 4, down the straightaways, that outside line just has so much more momentum. Aaron Mason still up in the mix as well, currently running an 8th. Gerald Poole now up to 9th. Mike Smith jumped to the high side, and it looks like we may have a third line forming, led by AJ Godsey. He's going to bring Richie West with him. Getting a little 3 wide mid-pack as AJ, Mike Smith, and Richie West trying to get that high line working. And here comes Mike Smith, AJ Godsey, and Richie West up top. Kyle Holden hops up there. forcing what was the high line to become the middle line. Jared Heasley has the lead for the moment. Oh, whoa, what a move by Heasley. Looked like Mundell may have given him a little too much of a bump. Mark D'Antuma in the middle, 3 wide as they try and find a way to the front, riding along in D'Antuma's car. Right behind Ray Hillhouse is Hillhouse trying to secure his playoff spot. The middle line still seems to be advancing past that bottom at the moment. But that outside line, that high line, they are moving. And you see these cars are not planted. They move around. They get moved around by the air, the drivers, the bump draft, everything can cause these cars to move around. It is a gutsy move going 3 wide with this many laps left to go. Oh, it's getting really dicey. Eric Stoy now in the middle, but he is going to slide into that high line. Back to 2 lanes for a moment. Jared Heasley back to the lead. The lap car of Canadian Stig. No, sorry, that is John Schmidt with heavy damage. He moves up to the high line. Everybody gets by clean. Kevin A., yeah, you are not wrong. It's about to get this few laps left. I'm thinking about 3 laps. We're going to see some big, aggressive moves. And 2 of the best plate track racers are still on track. Brian Oshinska currently sitting in 7th. Nicole, that's what she said, Kriesel back in 15th. Could tonight be the night? Nicole, the First Lady of BRR, finally gets to victory lane in BRR competition. Kyle Holden on the outside line with the push from Mike Smith has reclaimed the lead. But Heasley on the bottom with the push from Mundell, fighting back. Wow, Holden moves down to try and get the side draft off Heasley. He's stuck in the sucker hole. Mike Smith goes by on the high side. Holden is dropping like a rock. Heasley back to the lead. Mike Smith now on the high line as the push from AJ. Richie West, Chris Stroop. But a 3rd line is forming, and look who's in it. Kyle Holden. Going from dropping like a rock to back in line, about 4 spots back on the high side. Holden still trying to make a hole up top. Richie's going to try and make it 4 wide. They are 4 wide coming down the front stretch, 10 to go. Hold your breath, folks. I'm sure the drivers are. Richie drops to the bottom now. They're 3 wide. Richie starting to make up some ground. AJ stuck in the middle. Mark Nelson now up to 5th. Oshinska now in 3rd. On the high line, big push from Mark Nelson. And the 3rd line is forming again up top. This time, oh, we've got Jared got turned. He's back up the track. There it is, the big one coming out of turn 2. Caution. Everybody, almost everybody gets caught up in this. Looks like a bad bump from behind. Jared tries to hold it down. And everybody moves up the track to avoid it. DJ Kenner, Rick Sargent, Gerald Poole, Albie Hewins. Half the field caught up in that. Ray Hillhouse also caught up. Ray just has nowhere to go, as do so many drivers. Nicole Creasel and Kevin Reed make it through. Richie West makes it through. Mike Smith has to toe to pit road. His chance at winning tonight may be gone. Yeah, they were definitely, I guarantee you, their arms are definitely tired as here they come. Down pit road, Brian Oshinska, Mark Nelson, Kyle Mundell, and Aaron Mason stay out. And let's see if we can get a word with our new leader. Hey, Brian, it's Doug. You got me?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Doug?
Hey, I am good, man. We've just been watching you make your way up through the field since the competition caution. Now you're going to have the lead with just a handful of laps to go. Can you keep everybody behind you?
I hope so. I mean, this is some intense racing and kind of reminds me what went on last night. So there's a lot of tough people. I mean, I'm honored just to be up here with them. And I'm not sure what happened there. I didn't feel I touched Jared, and I told him I'm sorry if something happened, but I didn't notice any X's come up, you know what I mean? It was just tight side drafting there.
It looked like he got a little bit of a bump from behind and got turned, and then chaos ensued, but man, you managed to come away clean, and you're still in this fight, and we know you know how to get it done at a plate track.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and I'm happy too. I got Mark Nelson behind me, so, you know, we race together in another league. So, I mean, I'm sure he's going to go for the win, but I'm happy with him behind me. So, yep, we will see what happens, and I'm here to win because I'm not in the points fight, so I'm going to go for it.
Well, get her done, buddy. Good luck. A great run so far.
Thank you, Doug. I appreciate it.
We'll restart. Looks like with about 5 to go, AJ. I think AJ caught a small piece of it, but he is repaired back out on track currently in 5th. Brian Oshinska, Mark Nelson, Kyle Mundell, Aaron Mason, and AJ Gotzi in the top 5. And look who's now in 6th. She avoided all of it, quickly hit pit road. And now, Nicole, that's what she said. Kriesel in 6th, Kevin Reed 7th, Stroop in 8th, Donald Durant's in 9th, Paul Buchanan in his Cup Series debut here in 10th. Mike Smith is back out on track. He is a couple of laps down, though. Hey, good evening, Matt. How the heck are you? Kevin, I once did an uncensored broadcast, but I had to tell the Australian to actually watch his mouth. It was a lot of fun and something we should probably do again sometime. Brian Oshinska choosing the high line for the restart. He will control it, but remember, he cannot jump too far ahead of the field or then he will come up to speed and go flying by him. Brian Oshinska probably has more wins at Daytona and Talladega than most of this field combined. He's going to be a tough one to beat. Pace car is in. It'll be 5 to go at the line. A lot of drivers still battling for playoff positions. And a lot of drivers still in the fight. Green flag back in the air. Still 21 cars on the lead lap. Did Oshinska get too far in front? Mark Nelson on the bottom. Big push from Mundell. They jump to the high side. Here comes AJ on the bottom with help from Kevin Reed. Chris Stroop, Albie Hewins, Kyle Holden. Back behind, Paul Buchanan, Eric Stoy, Rick Sargent, Donald Durant, everybody's still in this. And all the playoff contenders still on the lead lap. Oshinska still has the lead. Chris Stroop up on the high side with Kyle Holden pushing. 4 to go. AJ, big run on the bottom. AJ Gotzi to the lead for the first time tonight. The middle line forming, but going backwards just a little bit. They've got help coming from behind, though. Aaron Mason, Nicole Kriesel coming up the middle. Gerald Thanos Poole with them. AJ Gotzi has the lead. Albie Hewins on the high side. Oshinska comes, they're 4 wide, coming down the front stretch. And we've got one around. Big stack up behind caution. We're going to a green-white checkered finish. Let's see what happened back behind Brian Oshinska involved. Off into turn 1, and Mark Nelson just gets the left rear. Oshinska goes around. Several drivers nowhere to go. Aaron Mason was stuck behind Oshinska, but it does look like that car, I don't believe, took any significant damage. Looks like the right front is okay. He might be okay for this restart. Well, a green-white checkered finish at Talladega. Anything can happen. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night, 8:30. 7:30 Eastern. Jones BS Racing is back. The Legends and the late models tomorrow night. They are at Oxford Plains, so you know some cars are going to get airborne. Not to mention, the most beautiful woman in the world will be in the race. Angie is back on track tomorrow night. Jason, that is a pretty good quote I may have to use. 8 p.m. The broadcast will start at 8:30 Eastern. Thanks, Edmund, for correcting me. Plus, tune in tomorrow morning. We will have some gaming going on. Might even have some trucking with Angie tomorrow afternoon. I will not be behind the wheel very much this week. I do have some fun new games we're going to try out this week and some old favorites of mine that we'll be playing. But the leg's giving me a little trouble after a lot of trucking the last few weeks. AJ Godsey and Kevin Reed will have the front row. Paul Buchanan, what a run he has had. This is his first ever Cup Series race in BRR. Currently sitting in third. Richie West now in fourth. Albie Hewins in fifth. Rick Sargent in sixth. Kyle Mundell seventh. Donald Durant's in eighth. Chris Stroop in ninth. Mark Nelson in 10th. Ray Hillhouse currently set 16th. He came in tonight 12th in points. But Gerald Poole just a few spots ahead. If they were to finish as they run now, Ray Hillhouse would be in the playoffs. Kevin, I heard the same about Baldur's Gate. I have a lot of friends that are playing it. I'd love to give it a try if we get the money to get it. We'll definitely give it a try. Although part of it, I think we'll have to, from what I've read, part of the character creation will have to be done off screen. Other than that, everybody I've talked to says Baldur's Gate is great. Jared started playing it on stream a couple of days ago as well, and it looked awesome. All right, big deep breath, folks. Lights are out on the pace car. AJ Gonsey, this might be his worst season ever in BRR competition. He only has 1 win and 8 top 10s, but he's only done 8 races. Jared Heasley concurs Boulder's Gate is a lot of fun, but Jared, don't text and drive. These kids today, I swear. All right, ladies and gentlemen, last chance to drop in the comments. Tell us who you think's going to pull this one off. Kevin, that's coming from a guy who usually has 4 to 5 wins per season. Pace car is in. AJ controls the restart. They're in the zone. Fire, green flag back in the air. 2 laps to go at Talladega. Richie goes with AJ. They take the lead. They've got a gap, but will the pack behind come rushing by? Kevin Reed now to 3rd. Rick Sargent up to 4th. Paul Buchanan in 5th. Albie in 6th. Stroop 7th. Holden 8th. Oh, wreck behind. Caution is out. And we will get another attempt at the green-white checkered finish. Eric Stoy in the middle. Moves down. Oh, it just comes up. Clips Mundell. Gets Thanos. And talk about some great wreck avoidance back behind. Only those 3 cars involved. Several drivers managing to avoid that. Gerald has some damage on the nose. DJ Kenner skirted by that one. Brian Oshinska managed to get the car stopped. Eric Stoy has towed to pit road. It looks like his chance at the win is gone. Hey, good evening, Gabriel. Kevin Reed now sits in 3rd. Rick Sargent in 4th. The rookie Paul Buchanan in 5th. What about Albie? Now up to 6th. Chris Stroop in 7th. Albie doing what he needs to do to secure his playoff spot here tonight. Ray Illhouse did avoid it. He is currently 11th on track. Came in tonight 12th in points. All he has to do at this point is stay in front of Gerald Poole. Gerald currently on pit road. Jason, feisty is definitely a great definition for this one. I was going to say spicy, but I like feisty better. John Schmidt, fully repaired, getting one of his laps back. He's still quite a few laps down. But given the last month and a half for John, it's great to even see him out here racing. After surviving a Widowmaker heart attack, just awesome that he is out here on track just a few weeks later. Great job tonight, John Schmidt. Jason, it is definitely very difficult to pick a winner here. This will be the final green-white checker attempt. They will be getting one to green this time by. Still 21 cars on the lead lap. Gerald Thanos Poole rolling back onto pit road. Looks like he still has some damage on the front of that car. Not a good situation for a guy who was trying to fight his way into the playoffs here tonight. AJ definitely had a good launch, plus the help from Richie West. The outside line has been dominant all night long. Will it be again here tonight? Thanos rolls off pit road. Is the car repaired enough for him to fight his way up? As they run right now, Ray Hillhouse would be in the playoffs. Gerald Poole would be out. Kevin Reed would be in. Albie Hewins, AJ Godsey. We know that Richie West and Kyle Mundell locked in at the start of the race. So only a couple of positions left up for grabs here tonight. And with Gerald Poole's late race problems, those positions may now be locked in. AJ Godsey controls the restart. The iRacing pace car hits pit road. The final attempt at the green-white checkered at Talladega. The last two laps to decide the final playoff positions. AJ is in the zone. He fires and green is back in the air. 2 to go at Talladega. Mundell goes quickly all the way out to the wall, but I think he might have got the wall. Richie West quickly gets into second place. Kevin Reed jumps to the high side. He's going to get help from Rick Sargent down the back straightaway. That high line, a big push coming. Kevin Reed goes to the lead for the first time tonight with a push from Rick Sargent, but Mark Nelson forms the outside line. They're 3 wide, mid-pack. Out of turn 4, down the front straightaway. White flag is in the air one more time around at Talladega. 3 wide, all over the track. Oh, they are bumping mid-pack. And somehow they held on to it. AJ Godsey clears into the lead. There's a wreck behind. Dan Tuma's in it. And now it's a much smaller group battling their way up. Rookie Paul Buchanan sits in third. Richie West in second. AJ in the lead. Remember, it is a long way down the front straightaway. Richie's going to push AJ. Richie looks to the high side, not early enough. And at the line, AJ Godsey gets the win at Talladega. Richie West comes home in second. Paul Buchanan finishes third. Chris Stroop in fourth. Donald Durant's in fifth. Ray Hillhouse was caught up in that last lap incident and finishes in 19th. Let's see if we can see what happened before we get the interviews. Four wide into the turn, Albie ends up getting loose, goes down, and everybody back behind is caught up in it. Mark Dantuma is in it, Nicole Kriesel, Mike Smith. Holy cow, John Schmidt is in it. Playoff update, Gerald Poole comes home in 14th. Hillhouse comes home in 19th, I believe. That locked Ray Hillhouse into the playoffs. And AJ Gonsi with the win. Let's see if we can talk to our top three. Actually, our top two, it does not look like Paul Buchanan is available. Hey, Richie, it's Doug. You got me?
You know I do, brother.
A wild final lap, but you, Richie, and Paul just managed to clear the chaos and run away.
Yeah, it was a. I saw it was a little tight at the start, and then I saw him starting to get out of shape there. And I said to AJ, I think we got a pretty good shot there, but I was joking around with him. I said I pushed you to 2 wins in a row now. I pushed him to the win last night, and I pushed him tonight. So just repaying my my debt that I owe to him. So congrats to AJ on that one.
Well, obviously he owes you one now, but man, a great run into the playoffs here tonight. You obviously locked in earlier. Where do you think it looked like you were thinking about it coming off 4, going for it?
You know, I told him I was going to push him to the line, but I ain't going to lie. If I'm telling you that the racer in me isn't there, I definitely pulled out, and I was like 1% going to steal that. But it definitely, it crossed my mind. I knew the right thing was to push, but that's just the racer in me. I had to pull out, and, you know, if he sputters, he sputters. It is what it is, right?
Well, man, you managed to get it done. You're in the playoffs once again. I think you've made every playoff since they started in BRR. Keeping the streak alive. Congratulations, Richie.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for everything you do and for all the great broadcasts you do, not just for us on Sunday, but throughout the week as well.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Richie comes home in second, and our winner, AJ, I made the comment earlier, this is your worst BRR season because you only have 2 wins.
Yeah, I've only raced 7 though, Doug, so that's still shooting a pretty good percentage there. I think I've got top 5s in all 7 though, so not as many wins as usual, but I've had to miss a lot with my kids' sports and stuff, but still raining good enough to get it done.
Well, man, you definitely had a wild run up to the front and got there, got the job done, got into the playoffs once again. Man, congratulations. That was an awesome win.
Yeah, there's a lot of teamwork there. Mike helped us get up there on that outside, and Richie got behind me, and he just stuck with me and pushed me to the win. And he pushed me to the win in the ARCA race last night, too. So definitely owe Richie for these last 2 wins.
Well, man, another great job. Congratulations, AJ.
Thanks. Shout out to Hinkle. If he's watching, he didn't get to make it tonight. We missed you, buddy.
All right, good. Congrats, man.
Thanks, Doug.
AJ Godsey back in victory lane. Oh, getting a word that Albie didn't get loose. There was some net code at play that sent him around on that white flag lap. We might go back and try and get some more video footage of it and put out on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to come back tomorrow morning. We'll have some great gaming going on tomorrow evening. The Jones BS Racing League is back. Tuesday, XCal is back. Wednesday, the Nowski Nation is back. A whole lot of gaming during the day and a whole lot of fun throughout the week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great night, everybody.